Hey, everybody. It just wasn't meant to be today, I guess. Sometimes it goes that way. It felt like every bounce went against us in the first half, and then I really don't think you can look at this any other way than it just wasn't our day. We were not lucky. Sommer's never played that well in his life. Those bounces go like the last two finishes for Cherby's goal and for Tesi's goal in the added time just missed Kubarsi's foot. Martin was very nearly fouled. The penalty on Kubarsi was only because Lautaro just barely gets his studs enough down so that Kubarsi is able to push his foot into the ball. It's those small things. Lamine Yamal hits the post in the right leading to Acerbi's goal that would have ended this game again after hitting the bar and the post a million times in the first leg. It's just so unfortunate. They time wasted like crazy. Marciniak seemed like he didn't care about it. The Inigo Martinez yellow card was an air. I don't know what that yellow card was for, because he didn't touch anybody before he hit the ball. He cleared the ball. Whatever. Boys, I think this just, it was the world versus Barcelona today. We weren't fighting back against Inter. We were fighting back against every little thing. Just the football gods didn't want Barcelona to win a treble. They didn't want us to win this game. And they wanted us to play 120 minutes to lose to. Yeah, boys, I know we're feeling defeated right now, but I think they were so lucky. Acerbi, I'm glad it was him. His story is incredible. He's 37 years old. He's recovered from cancer. He's a center back, and he scored there. Good for him. Not good for us, though. It was our game, man. It wasn't our game. It was our game, but it wasn't our day. The bounces didn't go our way. We had to fight for every second ball in the first half and defend for our lives. Inter played a good game. I think in the first half, we played so much better than them in the second half. I think they had 0.5 XG or 0.4 XG in the second half. It just happened to be that Acerbi finished that shot and it wasn't a foul on Martin. I don't think it was a foul. I also don't think that pen in the box on Lamine, when Bastoni kind of cleared him, it was a terrible tackle, but I don't think it's a pen. And then I think Kubarsi is incredibly unlucky. It's really a game that I think tomorrow we win that game. I think yesterday we win that game. Today it was not going to happen. Every bounce, just they didn't want it. The world didn't want it. I'm not saying Barcelona didn't want it. It felt like at some point some players were lacking, but then every moment somebody else picked it up and fought unbelievably well. I wish I was a neutral watching that game. That would have been different. That's really unfortunate, boys. I'm going to be exhausted. I know you are too. We'll get into... I think I just got to get into the ratings, boys. I'm exhausted, and I know you all are too. And, I think we can still have a rational conversation about this game. I'm not going to talk about the referee because it's just too easy to, and I don't want to moan. I don't want to discredit what these players did today by complaining about the referee. I think they deserve so much more than that. Like, I'm looking at this SofaScore attacking momentum. Every single time there was momentum, Inter figured it out to put it in. And I'm not blaming Chesney. I'm not blaming the high line. I'm not blaming Araujo for letting Thuram turn for Fratesi's goal. I'm not. I think it was just not our day. For them, their end of the match has to be Sommer. This game doesn't happen. It's 7-3 without Sommer. This game is over quickly. Can't believe he made those saves. Cannot believe it. Maybe Lamine's shots are predictable. I think Sommer was just on his game, and the world didn't want it to go in. I literally just think that post hit is going to haunt my nightmares, man, my dreams, whatever. But we'll start with Chesney. Again, he had, 2 saves today. It's hard to give him a good rating after he made 3 saves, but they had 4 big chances, and they scored 4 goals. And yes, one of them's a pen, so I don't think that counts as a big chance. I don't know. But it's tough. It's really tough, guys. And I think he was solid. He made a couple saves that were good, but again, with that going, I guess I'll give him a 5 or a 6. I don't want to do that. He came out of the box a few times too. For that, I'll give him a 6. He came out of the box really far once when Thuram was running in behind at some point in the second half, guys. I barely remember. And I think that was good. Moving to the back line, I think Eric Garcia was really good. Obviously, he scored, and then he immediately missed a chance that was, in theory, easy. But he scored a worldie, basically. So it's hard to criticize him too much. I think he was pretty solid defensively and on the ball. Tried to overlap and attack, but was it great? No. But countering, he was there. You just want him to score. That second opportunity, I'm going to give him a 7 because he did score the first goal, I believe. We needed that a lot, And then Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez both made some incredible passes. In the first half, too, I thought Kubarsi was finding some midfielders through so much pressure. There was so much trouble on them, and I think Kubarsi's really, 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 really unlucky to get that pen there. I really do. Guys, I'm defeated, bro. I think it's so close. He's so close to the ball. Oh, man, it's so tough. Maybe he doesn't put the tackle in there. Maybe you can criticize him for that. I don't know. I think he made enough good to compensate. I'll give him a 6. Maybe worse, but I don't know. Guys, I'm trying my best here, too. Don't be too critical of my predictions today, please. I don't have the energy for it. I'm not going to respond to anybody trying to have a conversation about why I'm wrong today. I don't have the energy for it. And then Inigo, man, he had to come out because of that yellow card. Oh, my God, that wasn't a foul. Ref gave DeMarco no yellow cards for absolutely harassing Lamine for the entire first half and fouling him 4 times. Then he didn't call that. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. And then Inigo gets the yellow card for getting the ball first and clearing it. Apparently he spit on somebody. I don't know. Somebody was saying that in chat. I didn't see that. I think there would have been more conversation about that. Maybe he spit on Achirby. Maybe that's why Achirby was so mad after the pen. Whatever. That's not cool if he did that. Martin got 2 assists. Inigo, I thought he was defensively incredible. I think maybe the game goes differently if he's still in there. We're not going to speculate on that. 7. I think he was good. I'm not worried about that yellow card. I think he was really good. And the high line worked really well a couple times. Obviously, it didn't work once. I think it's also because Barcelona lost the ball in a pretty high up spot. I think that led to the Lautaro goal. I think it was partially because, again, we lost the ball in a dangerous position. I'm more on that than I am worried about the high line. I think the idiots on ESPN FC will complain about that more than anything else, but I don't think it's a high line's fault. Martin, guys, we were losing our minds for the first little while on this kid, and then homie got 2 assists with some of the best. Bend it like Gerard Martin, bro. I don't know he was great. Those crosses were fantastic to find both Dani Olmo and Eric Garcia, and I think he was defensively a lot better in the second half as well. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Those crosses were great. For those crosses alone, it's an 8. I'm sorry. He had so much pressure on him, and he delivered there. And yeah, maybe you could blame him for the Achirby goal, for losing it kind of to Dumfries, but again, I think it is what it is. Whatever. Maybe a 7.5 for that. I don't know. Frankie, I don't think it was his day. He was under a lot of pressure a lot, and there weren't a ton of passing options a lot. But there was one time where he lost the ball in the first half, and Pedri, he was like, I don't know what he was doing, but he kind of gave up on the play, and Pedri tracked all the way back from further forward than Frankie was to win the ball back. And I think he was screaming at Frankie for that, and I'm surprised that Frankie did that. It looked like he didn't want it there. I think in the second half and in extra time, I think he did look really good for the most part. He's not a high presser. That's not who he is. Just because he's not as good as everybody else at that doesn't mean he wasn't good. I think he was helping to keep that momentum, and not that momentum, but that healthy progression, slowly moving up the pitch. He was there. Wasn't perfect. I'll give him a 6.5, maybe a 7, 6.5. I don't think it was I don't think it was a terrible performance either. I think they were under so much pressure, and the passing lanes were constantly cut out. It was so difficult for them. Pedri was really good. He got gassed, which sucks that they had. I think it was the right option to take him out. He was exhausted, and I think it was the right option. I'm so defeated, guys. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't really remember anything more on that. That doesn't mean anything didn't happen. It's just a little hard to keep track of everything. Cut me some slack here, boys. Dani Olmo, I thought he sucked for the majority of this game, and then he scored that header, and then I think he turned it on after that. In the second half, he looked better. I thought he sucked in the first half. It wasn't bad. He sucked. The header was good. But because he was so bad, I'm going to give him like a 6.5. I think he's part of the reason we struggled so much in the first half. And either he or Frankie lost the ball that led to that, or it could have been Petri, that led to that Lautaro goal, I think. Something like that. Yeah, I'll give him like a 5, 6. I thought he was terrible. And then obviously he scored. I think he was better in the second half, but I thought he was really bad. And we were calling for the Firmino sub early. Then the forwards. Lamine Yamal is so good at this game. I think another day Lamine has a hat trick maybe. Oh, God. I can't believe that didn't go in. Instead of time wasting, instead of stooping to Inter's level, instead of stooping to the level that I was telling them to do, he went at him. He tried to score because he was confident. There were a couple breakaway chances that he missed, though, and I lost my mind. I forgot about that. That did happen, and I'm going to be critical of him for that. I know he's 17. But come on, man. Do a little bit better. He's so young. It's hard to say things like that. And I think he was the best player on the pitch. Besides Miss Sommer, maybe. I think he was so good. No one could stop him. At all. It's unfortunate. I'll give him an 8.5. He's my man of the match. But if he just finished those chances when we really needed him to, he's going to do that one day. He's going to be the best player in the world very soon. One day he will. And I'm excited for that day. We all should be excited about this team too, because Pedri's 22, Yamal is 17, Kubarsi's 18, Martin is 21. I don't know if we're excited. Balde is 21, Gavi is 21 or 20, Rafinha is only 27 or 28, Frankie de Jong is only 27 or 28, Ferran Torres is 25, Ronald Araujo is 26, 27, Koundé is 27. These guys have so much game in them. And then Ferran Torres, I don't think he was good. I definitely don't think Ferran was good. I don't think he affected play very much. I could be wrong. Again, guys, feel free to say that I'm wrong. Don't expect a response from me, boys. Not today. Yeah, maybe a 6.5. I don't remember. That's what SofaScore has him, so I'll give him that. Rafinha, bro, I thought he struggled so much to affect play. He couldn't really get on the ball, do much. He's been struggling without Balde. And then he scored in the 88th minute on the deflection. He took a good shot. Sommer saved it. Then he got it back. He hit it with his right foot. Ferran Torres didn't touch it. That was it. That was it. That was our game. That we needed to win there, and then we needed to put those last couple ones in, and that would have changed it. That we would have won the game from there. Yeah, but he scored when we needed him to, and that's important. And I think we can give him some credit for that. And the work rate he was putting in the second half. He has an engine that I have never seen. It's like Rooney in that MLS clip where he tracks back, wins the ball with no keeper in his net, and then sends one long and they score. That's what Rafinha was doing that today. He was doing everything at the end of this game to try and figure something out with his team. But it's hard to find space when you got 13 guys in the box and then you go down when you get breathed on. It's hard to do that. And Sommer was. I think the ball spent more time on Sommer's feet in the box than ever. He didn't get a yellow card somehow. Of course, he doesn't. Inzaghi also. Hansi Flick got a yellow card before Inzaghi did. That's incredible, but whatever. It doesn't really matter, but it's just annoying. Inzaghi's constantly screaming. I think he's screaming at his own players, but he's still out of his box. That's not supposed to happen. Whatever. Then the subs came in, right? The first sub was Araujo for Inigo. I think it was needed because Inigo was on the yellow card. That the way they were playing and breaking in behind the line, we need somebody who can be a little bit reckless, who can be not reckless but free with their tackling, and he wasn't. He wasn't at all there, and because of the yellow that he shouldn't have gotten. Or maybe he deserved because he apparently spit on someone. I don't know what happened. Tell me what happened. But then he was. I think Ron was good, but he let Thuram turn there, and you can't do that. You cannot do that far out of the box. That's a mistake. Don't go that tight to him. What are you doing? Whatever. I'll give him probably a 5.5 for that. I think he made a couple good tackles. It's hard to remember. Then he actually moved forward at one point. It was like he linked up pretty well at some point. I do remember that vividly. But 6.5. Fermin Lopez came in. Wasn't Fermin's game. I think it's unfortunate. I think him and Lewandowski both had trouble getting on the ball and really affecting play well. Lewandowski did look good when he got on the ball. That header. Oh my God. I forgot about that header. Oh, the header from Lewandowski in the beginning of the second half of extra time. Oh, It's a hard header. He's so high up, and he's got to get over the ball there because he's got to just knock it straight down. The ball's because it's at the. It wasn't our game to win. It just, the script wasn't written that way. We fought. It felt like we fought against the evil snake goblins, like the snake god, like they're stupid. Actually, it looked kind of sick. Not gonna lie, I don't know why I said stupid. I'm just upset. Their art they were posting on social media before. We actually looked more badass than they did, to be fair. And then Hector Fort came in. I don't think Hector looked like a guy trying to prove himself and forced a lot of shots. I think he threw away possession too much, trying to be the guy, trying to save the team. And he had energy. He could have, but I think he did something Firmino didn't do, and Lewandowski didn't do that. They were able to settle into the game a little bit. Hector Fort burst onto the scene like he was trying to do something crazy, and it didn't work. Really, really, really upsetting from Fort, because that was a game we could really have used him to use his head. And just don't be you're not going to save the team at right back. You know what I mean? Like, breathe. I was really frustrated with him. Maybe a 5. Gavi too. I think he was trying to make runs in, and they were trying to pick it out. Again, it's so hard too with these guys so much taller than everybody. Not really much you could do. And Pau Victor came on, and he actually got a yellow card for screaming off the bench and whatever. Of course, no Inter players got that. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate. He came on for Pedri. Everybody was upset about it. Guys, I just think we were really unlucky today. I genuinely think that's it. The XG tells that's the story on the XG. It's 2.74 for us, 2.28 for them. Not saying they didn't deserve to score. I think they played a much better first half than we did, but we should have won in the second half. In the first, they had 1.6 XG. They deserve to. I think we deserved 1. Ferran didn't look good in the first half. In the second half, then we had 1.57 to 0.37. We dominated. We created 4 big chances, 10 total shots. Sommer made 4 saves, including, and then we hit the woodwork. Oh my God, I can't get over the Lamine miss. And then extra time 1, we did nothing. Yeah, we really did nothing, and they had one big chance, 1 shot, 1 goal. Maybe you could ask questions of Szczesny, but I think on that goal, Kubarsi gets deked out by the fake shot, and Araujo tries to get across to block it, but again, Kubarsi gets deked out, and so isn't able to close in that quickly, and Szczesny is blinded by the 2 of them, so he can't see where the ball is going. It's just a good finish. I think the pen was a great finish too. Yeah, in the second half of extra time, we had 0.57 XG, 1 big chance, 5 total shots. The big chance is going to be Lewandowski's header, I think, if I do remember correctly. Lamine had a couple of shots, though. Those are going to go in one day. And this team's not just going to win a Champions League. This team's going to win a treble. I think it's unfortunate it didn't happen here. But it will. They are great. There are so many youngsters that are already showing they're better than everybody else in the world. We got to hold our heads up high. There was incredible football. I wish I was a neutral. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Boys, Visca Barça, Visca Catalunya. Thank you so much for watching my videos. We're going to be live again on Big Up, which is where I live stream all my watch-alongs on Saturday. No, Sunday? Saturday, whenever they play Madrid. I'll be live for that. I'm heartbroken. But we did what we could today. We did everything we could today. And I'm not, some of you guys, I saw some stuff on the stream that, like, you're holding it against these players. I don't at all. I think we played a great game and we tried our best. But it didn't come our way today. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Visca Barça. Keep your heads up. Go do something that makes you happy. Get some dopamine in your bodies. Eat some junk food. Watch a movie. Go to the movies. Get out of the house. Go hang out with your friends that aren't Inter or AC or Madrid fan. Anyone who doesn't know anything about soccer, go forget about this game. We got a big league game, and we got to figure it out this weekend because we want that too. We want to win a domestic treble. We still can, and I'll see you guys there. Peace, everybody. Visca Barça.